welcome to NDTV Auto. I am in Mumbai, the city that never sleeps. My sleep tonight is somewhat disturbed, but I don't complain. I have a car with me which is a true blue SUV, very important for its brand and enters the second generation. Now it is Skoda's 3-row full-size family SUV, the Kodiaq. The new generation Kodiaq is slightly bigger, comes with subtle design changes, but features have improved leaps and bounds, and then the power output has also increased. We'll put all that to test and tell you, does the new Kodiaq beg your attention or not? You're watching NDTV Auto. If you find this video interesting, you know what to do. Like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. In my books, the Kodiaq always looked proportionate, yet very simple and elegant lines. Same is with the second generation model. However, there's a difference. If you take a closer look at the grille, there is a light strip that runs right across. It's illuminated, especially at night, you can have a proper distinction. Now, what stands out as a typical Kodiaq feature on the design front are these power bulges on the bonnet, and they are untouched. The matrix LED light, they look sharp, and also the elements here, they pop out nicely at night. The air dams are vertically stacked. The face largely looks similar. However, there are certain angular changes that are kind of nip and tucks to this design. There are 6 color ways to choose from, and there are 2 variants. The LNK, the top of the line LNK variant, and then there is also a Sportline variant, which is more of blacked out elements throughout. Now, this family SUV runs almost 4.8 meter in length, so there is no dearth of road presence. Now, these 18-inch alloy wheels, the design is new. However, I don't like it all that much because there's black plastic used in the middle, and the wheels on the Sportline variant, they appeal to me far better. The ground clearance is under 160 millimeter, so extreme tall breaker, there are chances of scraping the underbelly. The side profile looks largely similar, but then there is change in drag coefficient, which has improved remarkably over the previous Kodiaq. It's a squat stance at the rear, and it's distinct from the previous Kodiaq. You have a bold Skoda lettering on the electric tailgate. You open it, there is a full-size space saver, and the boot space with all 3 rows up is 281 liters. There has been optimization over the previous Kodiaq. If you fold the 3rd row, the cargo volume expands to almost 800 liters, and I think that is good enough for your family for the weekend. The tailgate design has been changed quite a bit. New Skoda lettering. The lights are also new, and there is an element of light bar that connects from end to end. Overall, subtle changes in design, but it is in line with how Skoda's design language works. While the changes in the exterior design were very conservative, designers have gone all out to make the cabin look fresh, fervent, and full of features. Right up front is this new 13-inch display, comes with a host of features. I personally like the inbuilt navigation that this car has. Crisp display, and it's quite accurate to my liking. What I also like is this AC control here. These rotary dials, these have got really cool graphics, and paired to that, this tactile feedback is also very good. And also right in the middle is the drive mode selector. You have 7 drive modes to choose from, and also if you press it, it can play through the wind speed and also the music settings. Front seats, you can enjoy dual zone AC. Coming to the dashboard layout, now see, this is quite revolutionary, quite a big departure from the previous Kodiaq, and let me break it down step by step. See, on top of the dash, it's really soft touch material. I kind of like it. Also, in the middle, this X or cross stitching throughout gives it a distinct appeal. There are 2 compartments for the glove box. The lower half is not very deep but quite usable, and then this portion also opens up, gives you some amount of space to keep your knickknacks. But then I find this area to be very busy to the eyes, and it might not go well with the existing Skoda owners who are kind of used to simple, elegant lines. Much like Skoda Sense, you can move around this top box, which doubles up the number of cubby holes here. The amount of space on offer in the front row seats is quite generous, whether the door bins or this central deep armrest. You have plenty of space to keep small things here and there. Coming to the seats, these are electrically adjustable seats, both of them. They come with heating and cooling functionality, and there is massage feature with the LNK variant as well. In terms of support, however, I feel the lateral bolstering could have been slightly better, but the seats are quite big, spacious, and the party trick, I believe, is the extra amount of thigh support that you get whether you're driving the car or as a co-passenger. The new 2-spoke steering wheel with this bold Skoda lettering. This is a new unit, feels grippy, good finish, knurled buttons for volume controls, and overall the feedback on the wheel is quite pleasant. Now it's adjustable for both reach and rake. The previous Kodiaq also had a fully digital driver's display, but that has been given an overhaul as well. I kind of like it. It's fully colored, and there is integration of map right in front of the driver as well. It's also a new gear stock now. Previously it used to be hosted in the central compartment. Now it has been moved to a portion behind the wheel. I do not like it all that much, but it's a new addition altogether. Right to the middle, this ambient lighting uplifts the overall mood. But then I just find it extremely busy design language, whether the design of the new AC vents or too many cuts and creases throughout the layout. Of the many design changes inside the cabin, the door handle has also been redesigned, and I kind of like it, but over the years it might just feel a little flimsy. But then the layout here has also been reworked comprehensively. And now the AC vent design is also quite new. It's boomerang shaped, busy for my liking, but then kind of seamlessly integrates with this too many cuts and creases as you go along. You also have memory function for the front seat here. You have 3 settings where you can adjust without really playing around much. If multiple drivers are here, you can get them fixed so that within one go you can get to the position. You have electronic parking brake, a full-size panoramic sunroof. Also a nifty feature, see, all the windows in this car come with one-touch functionality. There are plenty of hits in the cabin, but what is a low here is the third row seat. Just like before, it's not much usable, especially for grown-ups. However, children for small distances might just fit in, but it is not a comfortable position by any stretch of imagination. Now the Kodiaq uses that same MQB Evo platform, which underpins plenty of other Volkswagen Skoda cars, including the Tiguan Allspace and the Audi Q5. And here, the wheelbase stands at 2791 millimeters. If you are using for family of 5, the space on offer is more than satisfactory for chauffeur-driven audience. My height for perspective is 5'8", no problem whatsoever with the headroom, legroom, or even the amount of area to move around my feet. I am seated in a very comfortable and spacious position. If I have a gripe, well, I expect a little bit better under thigh support. And then this space is best suited for 2, because though there is this parcel tray which you can take off completely, but still the hump is quite intrusive and the person sitting in the middle will not find it comfortable. 3 adjustable headrest, and there is an armrest with a couple of cup holders. Now, much like the previous Kodiaq, you have blinds for privacy and cutting down harsh sunlight. There has been change in the material used to design this cabin, but lack of soft touch material on the door trims I find little undercooked. I think there could have been panels, especially for Indian condition, which could have been more plush to touch. In terms of feature, you have 750 watt Canton speakers, really good quality, 3-zone AC, which means rear passengers can enjoy their own set of cooling. Apart from that, there are a couple of C-type USB charging port, and then you have entertainment suite. I mean, there's a holder where you can put your phone or tablet and enjoy entertainment on the go. It's 3:30 on my clock, and it's quite a different experience for me to drive on the streets of Mumbai. Unfamiliar territories, you know. On weekdays, these roads are jam-packed, and moving inches often takes hours. If you're from this part of the country, you know what I'm talking about. But then, whatever I have driven today, largely past midnight, it has been a pleasant ride for me. At the heart of the matter is a 2-liter petrol engine. It is the same engine that we saw with other Skoda Volkswagen cars, but it's slightly retuned. The power bump is there. It makes 201 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of peak torque. This engine is mated to a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox. The engine is very smooth, feels refined, and gentle dab on the accelerator. This one takes off with quite a bit of urgency. There are multiple drive modes to play with, and if you are in the sport mode and if you take controls using these paddle shifters, you would really love the spirited driving performance this huge D-size SUV has to offer. The company claimed mileage figures are under 15 kilometers to a liter of petrol, but in real life, expect that to drop down to single digits. On the highways, however, this one should return around 12 to 13 kilometers to a liter. The view from the driving seat is quite good. It's a wide, commanding view. However, the thickness of A pillar is slightly obtrusive, especially when I have to take a tight U-turn or driving it through tight confinements can be a little bothering. However, what may help you is the 360-degree camera, which is an improvement in this car now, and overall the camera quality is good. I drove the car on the Atal Setu as well as I steamed out of Mumbai towards Navi Mumbai and Panvel, and at triple-digit speeds, this one feels quite relaxed, composed on the highways, and you would actually enjoy it if you are traveling with your friends and family. The ride quality is slightly on the stiffer side, and that has always been the case with Kodiaq. You do feel the rough edges creeping into the cabin, making it a little jarring if you compare it to other Indian-make SUVs. The suspension is slightly on the stiffer side. The handling is decent for the size of SUV that the Kodiaq is. There's a little bit of vagueness right in the middle. However, if you're driving it spiritedly, you would love the response at the wheel. There's a fair bit of body roll if you are taking swift turns around corners, and I hope for better cushioning that could have kept your composure a little better. The braking performance is confidence inspiring. The brakes are quite sharp and the feedback on the lever is satisfactory. The NVH levels in this car are also very pleasing. These glasses, they kind of cut down the extra noise from the traffic to a huge extent, and I think it kind of improves your feeling when you are cruising on the highways. I'm happy to report Skoda is planning plenty of things with Kodiaq. It's just not this petrol with a 4x4, but multiple derivatives of Kodiaq that will follow and enter with due course of time. That includes diesel, that also includes an affordable front-wheel drive, and also a more powerful Kodiaq in the offering. It has always been a very safe SUV, gets host of electronic features. The ADAS is not there, it's kind of a hygiene in the segment, but then Skoda says certain calibration for Indian market is in process. So maybe a few months down the line, Skoda will introduce ADAS functionality for the Kodiaq owners. But then there are 9 airbags as standard, much like before, but then the position of the 9th airbag has changed. Previously, it was a knee airbag for the rear passengers that has been removed, and now you get a central airbag that helps the driver and co-passenger in case of an eventuality. Now it's an unfamiliar yet modern world inside the new Kodiaq. Now if you are at the driving wheel, it is the same level of sophistication and composure you can associate with the Kodiaqs of the past. And if you are interested in this car, this one you can find at the showroom by the first week of May. That's all I have for you today. But before I leave, I have a request. If you like our content, please do appreciate it. Share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching this video.